Hi, my name is Matt Pearce. I'm Managing Director of TM Machinery, and I'm here to talk to you today about the Alco range of dust extraction units. Alco are a German company who've been going for around about, I think just over 50 years, specialising in dust extraction and also air conditioning equipment. Our relationship with Alco is that we're the sole UK distributors for their dust extraction equipment. Alco do smaller localised dust extraction, they do centralised extraction, internal and external. Our relationship with them focuses mainly around the power unit range, which are extractors designed to be used within the workshop. Within the woodworking industry, there is a tendency for extractors within the workshop, or used within the workshop, to be of the bag type. You've all seen them, single, double, triple bag units within the workshop. This, we feel, creates a number of issues for customers in terms of locating those units so that they're safe from a fire and explosion point of view, from cleanliness, because the filters are not always particularly efficient, from a noise point of view, because there's no noise dampening on the units at all. So we feel a better solution is the Alco range of power units, which are quieter, cleaner, safer, and just provide a large number of advantages over a traditional type dust unit. When a customer comes to us with a requirement for a dust extraction system, typical questions we get asked are about obviously the size of the units, how many machines can our units connect to, whether they can be situated inside or whether they have to go outside, whether they need explosion relief, how the units perform in relation to ATEX regulations. I think there's a lot of confusion with customers over these regulations, and it's that we have to help customers with. We find that customers' main query is often about the power of an extraction unit. How big's the motor? For us, that's the wrong starting point. The starting point should be, what machines do you have? How many are you running at once? Where are you going to put your dust extraction unit? And then from there, we can start to recommend some solutions. When we're discussing with customers which Alco unit is suitable for them, we ask them to focus on the technical specs of the unit. So the pressure that each unit can generate, the airflows it can handle. And we explain why the motor size isn't the most important thing. The way the Alco units work, the fans are much more efficient, the power usage is a lot lower, and the motor size doesn't need to be as big. It's a big benefit to our units, and something that once customers get their heads around is a real selling point. One thing we advise customers is to be very careful when selecting a dust extraction unit to make sure that the unit is meeting all the legislation. We see a number of units coming in from various parts of the world that simply don't meet this fairly straightforward set of guidelines. Alco are very experienced in this. We know that all their units are compliant, but we do have a battle sometimes to explain to customers why other units are not doing it properly. While the legislation concerning these units covers a lot of different features, the main ones to look for really are things like explosion protection. How does the filter cleaning work? Is the fan on the clean side? Has the dirty part of the unit, i.e. where the filters and the bins are, has that been designed correctly? Are the filters the correct distance apart? There's a number of things that the regulation covers that we know that some manufacturers are not adhering to. Alco units all are explosion resistant for dust class up to ST1, so that includes wood dust. That means if the worst was to happen and an ignition source was to get into the unit will protect you and your workshop from the results of that fire or explosion. That is a legal requirement on the larger units, but Alco make sure that's the case all the way down through their range. One of the things we find in workshops is exposure to wood dust for operators is high when emptying dust bags or when removing dust bags from a unit. Alco have features to prevent dust from within the unit reaching the operators while that's happening, therefore reducing dust exposure. All the units, all the motors, electrics, fans, everything is on the clean side of the unit. It sounds like a basic thing, but that's not always the case with all units that you find on the market. The power unit range from Alco is incredibly simple. They're effectively a plug and play system. So we could deliver a dust unit to a customer, they plug it into a power supply, and the unit's ready to go. Connect your ducting, plug it in, start the unit, done. As well as the safety benefits that Alco provide, there are also some other quite tangible benefits. One is energy saving. So because the units are much more efficient, we've got smaller, very efficient motors, so that reduces the power requirements. Automatic controls, so the units only run when they're needed and will start and stop automatically. And also heat saving, so during the winter, warm air that you're pulling out of your workshop is cleaned and sent back to your workshop. In the summer, the cooler air, hopefully in your workshop, is recirculated again. So the energy savings can be quite significant. On top of that, on the very big units, we can start to offer frequency converters so that you make sure that you're never using more power than you actually need to.